So good morning students. So for this semester I am handling digital communication for your class for both 17 and the 18 scheme. 17 and subject code is 17 EC, 17 or 18 EC 61. So coming to the syllabus, module 1 band pass signal, module 1 band pass signal to equivalent low pass signal, Hilbert transformation, pre-envelope, complex envelope, canonical representation of the band pass signal, complex low pass representation of the band pass systems, complex representation of the band pass signals and systems. So for this you need to refer the textbook named 1 under that 2.8, 2.9, 2.10, 2.11, 2.12 and the 2.13 is the syllabus. So topic numbers. So then under the subtopic is line codes, unipolar, bipolar, AM system means and the Manchester code and the power spectral density. For this you need to refer textbook number 1, chapter 6.10, overview of the HDB3, B3ZS, B6ZS. For this you need to refer reference textbook, that is for the reference textbook 1, 7.2. So the textbooks what you need to refer is Simon Akin, that is digital communication, John Williamson, first edition. So then second, John J. Prokis and Madhusulani, Fundamentals of the Communication System, 2014 edition. Next will be the introduction to digital communication. So far you already studied about the analog communication. So what is analog communication? The communication related to the analog signals, where we are going to communicate using the analog signal, that is time. Analog signal means that is time varying signal. Now digital communication means, so we need to communicate using the digital signals only, that is binary signals, binary bits, binary digit, zeros and the ones. The simple example I quote here is that is talking through a mobile phone. So there are two persons talking through a mobile phone. So the person 1 from the caller end, who is going to call to the other person, takes up the phone and dials the number of the person he wants to talk. So for that, what he needs to do, he take the mobile phone and dials the number. So when the receiver at the receiving end, the person he is going to pick up the phone. So once he said hello, how it is going to travel? The signal, it is going to be the speech signal, it is in the analog form. In the system it is going to be converted into the digital form and it is transmitted over the channel. At the receiving end, the receiving person, whenever he is going to hear, it is again converted back from digital to analog signal and he is going to hear what is the speaker it is going to speak. That is called as a digital system. That's simple example. So the communication that occurs in our day-to-day life is in the form of signal. What I already given the example, that is speech signal, electrocardiogram, that is ECG. Whenever the doctor puts the wires on the chest and the hands of the patient, is going to view the signals in the form, that is heart rate signals is in the form of that is signals. These signals are in the form of signals. These signals, such as sound signal, generally as in analog in nature. What I told, the signals, those are in the form of the analog in nature. When the communication needs to be established over a distance, for example, what I quote here is the example, whenever I am going to speak through the phone to a large distance, that is whenever communication is established over a larger distance, then the analog signal are sent, then the analog signal, what I told, the speech signal, and it is analog signal, it is sent through a wire. The wire is here, it is called as a channel, using different techniques for effective transmission, using the different techniques for the effective transmission. So next, what is the necessity of the digitization? The conventional method of communication used analog signal for a long distance communication. In the previous semester, you studied about the analog communication, where the analog signal, it is used for the transmission over the channel for the communication of the analog signal for a long distance communication, which suffers from many losses. Whenever you are going to transmit the analog signal over a large distance, it is going to suffer some of the losses, such as distortion losses, interference and other losses, such as noises is going to be added for the analog signal. The analog signal, it is more procured to noises. Hence, the losses is going to be including security breach. So there is no security in case of the analog signal. So in order to overcome all these losses, the signals are digitized using different techniques. So there are many techniques that can be used for the digitization of the analog signals. In order to overcome above problems, the signals are going to be digitized using the different techniques. These digital signals allow the communication to be more clear and accurate without losses. So whenever you are going to convert the analog signal into a digital signal, the digitized signals allow the communication to be more clear. The communication is more clear and accurate without losses. The following figure indicates the difference between analog and digital signal. The digital signal consists of, as I told earlier, the digital signal consists of the binary bits of ones and zeros, which indicate high values and the low values respectively. So in this figure, we are going to see the analog and the digital signal. Analog signal, as I told, it is a continuous time varying signal represented by the that is sine waveform, and the digital signal, it is a binary bits of zeros and ones, hence it is represented by the square wave. Elements of the digital communication. So which are the elements that are going to be present in a communication system? The elements which form a communication system is represented by the following block diagram. So initially we have the signal source. So input transducer, which converts the non-electric transducer, means which converts non-electrical signals into the electrical ones, and it has an analog to digital converter. The signal from the input transducer, it is given to the source encoder. From the source encoder, it is given to the channel encoder. So then from the output of the channel encoder, it is given to the digital modulator and the digital to analog converter, and it is finally passed through the channel. From the channel at the receiving end, we have the digital demodulator and analog to the, so where in case of the transmitting end, it has a digital to analog converter. In case of the receiving end, it has a analog to digital converter. Then channel decoder, output of channel decoder is given to source decoder, and the output of the source decoder, it is given to the output of the transducer, which again converts non-electrical signal to electrical one. And initially in the transmitting side, analog to digital conversion is taken place. In case of the output end, it is converted the digital to analog converter, it is going to take place. At the output end, we are going to receive the output signal. So one by one block we are going to see. What is the source? The source is an analog signal. The source is an analog signal. For example, consider the same example, the mobile phone, communication through a mobile phone. The source can be an analog signal, that is called as a sound signal. Input transducer. So this is a transducer which takes the physical input, converts it into a electrical signal. Physical input, it is taken, the input as a physical, and converts it into a electrical signal, that is the function of transducer, as I told earlier, it is going to convert the non-electrical signal into a electrical signal. Example, microphone. So in the mobile there is a microphone is there. It is the function of that microphone is to convert the non-electrical signal into the speech signal is a non-electrical signal. It is going to convert it into electrical one. This block is also consists of the analog to digital converter. So next we shall see what happens in the next case. When the digital signal need for further process, where it is once it is going to convert analog to signal into the digital signal, where the digital signal is needed for the further process. Digital signal is generally represented by a binary sequence of 0 and 1s. Next block is the source encoder. The function of the source encoder compares the data into the minimum number of bits, compresses the data. Whatever the signal, the speech signal here I am going to speak, it is going to be converted, it is going to be compressed. The source encoder does the function of the compress the data into the minimum number of bits. So where it is a maximum number of bits, it is converted into the minimum number of bits. The data is going to be converted into a minimum number of bits. The data is converted to a minimum number of bits. This process helps in the effective utilization of the bandwidth. So this process helps in the effective utilization of the bandwidth. It removes the redundant bits. Redundant means it is unnecessary excess bit. Whenever there is unnecessary excess bit, it is going to remove the unnecessary redundant bits. That is the function of the source encoder. Next is the channel encoder. The channel encoder does the coding for the error correction. It is going to code for the error correction. During the transmission of the signal, due to noise in the channel, the signal may get altered. Whenever there is a noise in the channel, whenever there is a presence of noise, the signal is going to get altered. And hence, to avoid this, the alteration of the signal, the channel encoder adds some redundant bits to the transmitted data. Whatever the signal that is going to be transmitted, so the channel encoder adds some redundant bits to the transmitted data. These are the error correcting bits. So in the next class, I continue with the remaining blocks. Thank you.